In this video I made my favorite LEGO set realistic and accidentally might have created the most badass LEGO car edit in history. So let me show you how that happened. Over the last few months I've been working way too much on a lot of different projects. That's why I wanted to relax a little bit and do something away from the computer. And what's a better way to relax than playing with overpriced kids' toys? Back when I was little, my older brother used to have this LEGO Power Miners set, the Titanium Command Rig, the best LEGO set ever created. To 7-year-old me, it was the most incredible piece of engineering. When you push it, the drill spins, and you can even transform it into a drill tower. Yeah, I need that, and I'm an adult now, I can buy my own LEGO sets, right? So I went on eBay and
it will raise the cost of some of its LEGO
The
sets.
numbers are staggering.
Yeah, frick LEGO. You know what? I'm gonna spend the next 2 weeks of my life 3D modeling the LEGO set so I can stick it to those greedy corporate... Okay, first I did some espionage by stealing these schematics, and I gathered as much reference of the model as possible by collecting all these images from Google. Then I just started modeling, and yeah, I didn't copy every single detail because I didn't want to recreate the model. I'm going to make it better. After I modeled the beams of the drill tower, the whole model slowly started looking less like this. But I was far from being finished, so here's an even faster time-lapse of me modeling the LEGO set. I made the wheels, which look pretty cool, as well as the drill. Whoa, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll just spin it really fast so no one can see it. Well, and that's a Titanium Command Rig. Now we need some realistic textures. I started by outlining where the materials should go. After 4 years of using Blender, I still don't really know how to UV unwrap models, so I guess today I'm gonna have to face this challenge that I've been avoiding for so long. You really thought I was gonna sit here and waste 3 hours of my life? I got important things to do. Luckily there's this quirky little feature where you can boop, oh, and that's a UV unwrap. And now we get a model with materials, but no textures. And that's not realistic, because in real life everything has a texture. I know, most of us have never been outside, but I think they got some pretty good graphics out there, and I want to recreate that. So I launched Substance Painter and baked some mesh maps. I only used Substance Painter to apply a metal edgeware generator, because that's not really possible in Blender. Back in Blender I used the edgeware from Substance Painter to finally create some realistic materials. I even made the drill dirty at the tip. In the center of the command rig we got these monitors, which I filled with my beautiful face. Alright, I think we're done with the model. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. I get a lot of questions from people that want to learn 3D animation but don't really know where to start. I think that Skillshare might be one of the best places to learn Blender in 2024. It is the largest online learning community that lets you level up your skills. They've got thousands of classes on filmmaking, animation, design, and you can even learn knitting. That's pretty cool. I personally really enjoyed watching MKBHD's class about success on YouTube. Another class that might be pretty interesting to a lot of Blender beginners is Darren Perinsik's class, in which he gives you a step-by-step guide on how to recreate the scene from Spirited Away. I know, that sounds like a lot, so if you get lost, you can just follow one of the many learning paths that Skillshare provides. This one is all about learning Blender, and it features 5 great classes by my fellow Blender content creator Derek Elliott. That's it, I'm signing up. You can join Skillshare as well and start learning today. Oh, and the first 500 people to use the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial for Skillshare. Alright, to make a nice animation of the Titanium Command Rig, I first have to create an environment. I sculpted a cave and then downloaded this 3D scan from Quixel Megascans. And because I have to save all my money for the LEGO lawsuit, I could only afford one asset. Luckily for us, if you just keep rotating it, you can easily get away with just using one asset for the whole scene. But I actually managed to get a second asset, this rocky cliff right here, and I used that to cover the walls and the ceiling of the cave. Now I wanted to populate the scene a little more, and I did some democracy on a few models from the internet. I placed all the stuff into the scene to make it look like the power miners are actually living and working down here. I also dripped out the command rig a little bit. The last thing I did to the model was adding the name to the hood, like a Mercedes star, so I could pan the camera over it. Later in the animation, I want the command rig to be driving through a cave really fast, so I animated the wheels and the drill spinning, and I applied a noise modifier to the Z location of the wheels to make it look like the ground is really bumpy and that the suspension is working. I applied an emitter particle system to a tiny sphere and made it shoot out rocks when the drill starts boring into the ground. Lastly, I scattered a few glowing crystals in the scene, because that's what the power miners are here for. Alright, and I spent 3 days animating the cameras for the final edit, but I won't bore you with that. So here is the final animation.